Salon people and say make you mindful of what you dey tell person in life, because you no go know that word the way you go tell person na go make you kill himself, na go make you get bad mind for you, or na go make the person go before. So tell us say words very powerful, make you be careful what you dey tell person.
Well, that's now Umusal, Chief Executive Officer for Friends Network. He been talking in that interview with Danica Johnny for Sika one public speaking competition where they do this PNTM. Well, Danica Johnny been supposed to talk to the first man and second man na this competition.
My name is Christian Conte, and I'm the 2019 winner of Friends Network public speaking competition.
Okay, congratulations. Christian, what are you going for tell family out there about your feelings about this program here?
I actually think saying a creative program when it comes young people together, not what you would always forget, we get something very creative, very educative.
Okay, so you as winner for 2019 National Public Speaking where Friends they organize, what do you don't benefit now from this particular program here? So
I think what me benefits now, they give me a platform for showing I like for them.
Okay.
In 2017 I can participate and I don't win. Definitely I come again and I try to be better than what I be that attended. So this is a nice platform where I think say other young people for harness come on board, just practice well, and just can use it as a platform for bigger levels, because we first give this platform for you can show you skills or what you're able to do. It's a nice platform.
My name is Aminata Ibrahim Salikula, and I'm also a participant for the Friends Network competition 2018.
Okay, so Aminata, what are your feelings about this program as well?
It's a beautiful program. I've learned a lot. I've got to meet people.
Just for make the listeners out there know, what's gonna be your topic where you talk on for this public speaking program?
My topic was if wealth was the inevitable result of hard work, every woman in Africa will be a millionaire.
Okay, and you think so you delivered under well?
I did, because first of all, I talked about how our African women all over the world, I bring an introduction that shows that African women are known all over the world for their hard work. After that, I went to reasons why our African women are not millionaires. One of them is lack of education. And you see that's a very vital reason. And another is inequality in employment places. We see that all over the place, discrimination amongst women, because Africans have that perception that a woman is not supposed to lead. So on that basis, you see that they are not employed, they are not part of the formal economy. Also, another issue of heavy family responsibility being shouldered by these women.
Alright, well, then voice and the way you listen to so now the first man and second man, now the Friends Network, then second national public speaking competition where them be hold this PNTM. Osai Danica Johnny be they give you updates on what's be happening there.
The program where you listen to na Good Morning Salon, and it come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the studio, we don't joined by Ibrahim Tomi, we are the Executive Director for Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law, CAL. We then I also for talk but one position paper we CAL and advocate pull na do inside one research we then do inside 2017 where they talk about decriminalizing poverty in Sierra Leone. We then send a call for reform on petty offenses. And this position paper then gets different recommendations them where they don't give, where they don't put together for government and save the justice sector. Ellen, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm glad for the.
Well, we continue with the program. Well, we start with the first guest we don't come. Now the program we now the chairman for the 115 year planning committee for Albert Academy. Now on a school they are all 115 years. Tell me first what this mean, in the academic world.
Thank you very much. Famule Munado, the Albert Academy, na one great institution we the part of Sierra Leone, meaning when it comes to academia, 150 years back, since 1904. Where the school was founded. We don't go through a lot, and we celebrate this 115th anniversary as a result of the excellence and the good thing we don't happen to Sierra Leone through Albert Academy, and we get a lot of things we can point at as we will say this one now the good stories of the Albert Academy. So we look at we are the past students, the old boys and old girls who they call ourselves as the Alumni Association. We decide to say this year, because now a round figure 115, it is good for make we come and reflect, especially when we look at a lot of trying times. We reminisce the old days, we look at the past glories and see how we go build on the present for make we get a better future in the form of academic excellence. So we come together, we put a package of about 6 activities, different ones, wherein we launch the celebration, and we get other various activities, and we get for climax with the traditional Thanksgiving. But the objective of all of which we don't do so, now for make the world know say academy still exists and it still they maintain in form despite the challenges. And the key objective now for make we see how we give back to the school, wherein now they will all long come out, sons and daughters we don't make name na Sierra Leone from time immemorial. Giving back meaning outside academy they now we all maybe not be could be proud of them, but we want to ensure say the excellence way it be not attain, we get back, and by developing the school, the infrastructure, the processes and systems of the Albert Academy. So this year's celebration, they go towards that. Celebration simply means make we gladdy. And with the gladdy because at 115, we don't do so much na Salon, meaning we don't, through Albert Academy, we don't get past leaders, we don't get past directors, past big people, men and women. So this is a time for make we all celebrate. But as we celebrate, we reflect on the past glories and see how we can push for make we inject again a new spirit of excellence into the Albert Academy and the educational system generally in Salon.
All right. Continue for the with you in the studio, Albert. I just want to call you Albert Academy. Albert Massacre, we will come back to you for like you can tell me some of the mark them way the great Albert Academy don't make so far in terms of academic business na the Konski. The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and as we introduced earlier, we also get na the studio this morning Ibrahim Tommy, when are the executive director for CAL. Well, if people can remember inside 2017, CAL together with Advocate, with support from them partner them, been do one report where they been named the decriminalizing poverty in Sierra Leone. Also, them found out 33% of cases them will be gonna court that same day. Been get for do with petty crime them when a small crime them where people can commit. Well, for sake of that, we can look at the major thing them where they inside the report this morning and serve the position paper when they propose for let government go look into for ensure say they look into the issues them where they found out in this report. Good morning once more and welcome to the program, Mr. Tommy.
Good morning, maybe. Thank you for having me.
Before we can look at the specifics them where they inside this particular report, let me just get an idea of waiting been they being getting into the report at first.
So thank you very much. Make us start by saying that from 2017, Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, done the support CAL and Advocate for make we undertake some research and do some legal analysis, but waiting we call petty offenses. Now, there is a commission called the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, then created in 1987 for protect and promote human rights in Africa. This commission don't they follow for a long time overcrowding in prisons and how some of the offenses within our law books across the continent don't they affect especially poor people. So in 2017, they come out with a report we talk say most of the overcrowding will occur now as a result of petty offenses. And how then define petty offenses? Then call petty offenses as minor offenses where the punishment usually now like a community sentence, you pay small fine, or if you never pay that small fine, you go jail or then warn you. So now for them minor offenses, they say a lot of people are within a jail when because of their minor offenses there. But the more important thing we find out was that this they affect poor people more, and we'll talk. We can talk about the details. Maybe we'll go understand why we then say this affect the poor people more. So in 2018, they put out what to call a soft law. They put out a number of principles for let African states, state parties to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights for let them decriminalize or declassify petty offenses. In other words, when they say decriminalize, act way right now na criminal conduct, they want let the state parties them review and reform the laws them for make waiting you do now when a crime, let not be crime again. For example, loitering. You then a beach, come on a club, you dey work hard, they go take fair motorcar, police hold you and put you in a truck, see the loiter. That sort of conduct they are saying, there are a lot of people there that can find at police cells and even at the correctional centers. We're not supposed for the day because they can act in the, they can conduct the, then feel for decriminalize them. So what thing we done they do in the last couple of years, again thanks to support from Osiwa, we and advocate. In Sierra Leone, we don't look at the laws. All the laws where they potentially create petty offenses. And we don't see how the criminal justice system, they use them laws there. And we don't also gauge the attitudes of not only actors in the criminal justice system, but also citizens generally. And we don't compile a report. It's called the baseline report. Now, from that baseline report, we don't develop a position paper we don't address to various stakeholders in Sierra Leone, principally government officials, but also even in civil society, for make we collectively work for reform some of them laws there we don't identify, say, they disproportionately affect poor people and they make more people end up correctional centers.
So this baseline report, when I inside una don't develop a position paper, now waiting on a put na the position paper where una want see change.
Fantastic. So now 3 offenses, principally 3 offenses now we identify as accounting for about 33% of all cases, especially now the magistrate courts. When you look at minor traffic offenses, there you look, if you look at the Road Traffic Act of 2007, loitering now another offense. The other one, when a non-payment of debt. Now, all the offenses there, the problems where they with the law plenty. First, in many cases, the law vague, the law not clear. So, law enforcement officers, they actually exploit that lack of clarity. Like you, the case of, for example, for the Larceny Act, if you look at sections 20 and section 32, they get took off, fraudulent conversion or obtaining money or goods by false pretense. Maybe you and Ms. Blanco go get some basic civil matter when a debt. You say, "Bo, I had up. Trust me, at 100,000 years. A give that money there. Clearly, not debt. You supposed to pay back. When you not pay back, you need to Ms. Blanco usually do. They go to police. Then the police now can prefer within a call, obtaining money, by a false pretense. If they end up in jail, then they kind of not even make you understand what to the talk about. The woman that they say now, abacha, for example, then your business now for go take goods na shop, can retail and go pay back. Sometimes they fall on hard times. Or sometimes free times they cancel Metropolitan Police go seize them goods there because in the selling at street. In the end, if they're not able to pay 99 people and then one the way they supply that they go to police and say they obtain their goods there under false pretense. When as a matter of fact, now basic civil debt issue. So we are now saying, among other things, that make we look at that law and review them for make sure that the language so clear that cases that arise from civil transactions, basically without any criminal intent, let police or even lawyers, because lawyers self can take out or to private criminal summons. Now for the take them kind people and they go court and then people and they most often they wind up in jail because they are poor, which is why the title of the project now decriminalizing poverty. Because you realize that then offenses that they can't talk about maybe and listeners now mostly poor people the offenses that they disproportionately affect.
So how the criminalization of petty crime go impact the justice system?
Fantastic, fantastic. So we look at how, for example, overcrowding of prisons and even the fact that with the whole people, I said 33% of the cases now the criminal justice system right now, now then 3 offenses that we'll look at: loitering, non-payment of debt, and minor traffic offenses. Now, if you decriminalize them or even declassify them, you go realize, say, you could already reduce the docket of magistrates by, 1/3. Then a big issue. But let's go beyond that. Even the cost of providing justice on the government of Sierra Leone is huge. The money they spend every year for take care of inmates and correctional services in Pademba and across the country is huge. So it gets financial and economic implications. The other thing is, let's look at human rights protection. If you hold one man with a keke or kada rider, but also a breadwinner of a family, once you put on a Pademba road because you never pay some fine, we can't talk about some of them fines under the Road Traffic Act. We're also not very clear in terms of sentencing guidelines. For small thing, then they ask you for pay 400,000 loans. Wait the man for the whole month until you gather 17.
Into consideration, say, even though now they look at them with the lens say then small. Now cases and also we according to the police and if we can do some of them arrests and they now crime some of them people here can commit.
Yes, listen. So if you look at the laws that they look at, like the Larceny Act, and the Public Order Act, the Road Traffic Act, clearly we know say some offenses and the other laws and create were very, very serious. We are not saying scrap the whole laws. We are saying there are sections of within the laws we're vague, we're not clear. In terms of even sentencing, in other words, if you convict person or person plead guilty, how you go even fine them or how you go punish them. So there is a whole lot that we are calling for without saying that scrap them laws them. So yes, we recognize say then laws then create serious offenses, but we are also saying, and this is very important for us, it's not just the provisions of them laws they are. Now the application are the problem. I don't give examples of how the application for simple civil death matters, people in the can use a law where they not be ever create for that purpose and change to when a civil matter wait for day before a civil court they make a criminal matter and make sure the woman in particular end up for going to jail. Policeman, every traffic offense may be like an arrestable offense. Everyone, logo police. The first thing them go tell logo police. Because you want to go by your own business, you are tempted to pay a bribe. And talking about bribery, when we did that report in 2015, we realized that we lose about 80 billion euros in bribery to just the western area traffic division of the police. So there's a whole lot that we can gain as a country, as a people, but more importantly, in terms of our efforts of protecting my rights, if we really work together to review some of these laws.
All right, continue further with me at the studio, Ibrahim Tommy, Executive Director for CAL. Later we can at the program, you go get for the tell we wait to the suggest say for be the replacement of the changes that we want to foresee.
All right, now we take one by we headlines to read them na the program. The Director of Finance na the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, RMFA, Joe Thomas, don't ask the Ministry of Finance for support them with over 100 billion loans for make them go able implement them, plan them, when now for maintenance road them na the country. Well, for more on this and other detail them, na the 2020 budget discussion, make we join Musa S. Kamara.
The Road Maintenance Fund Administration na body wey government create through the Road Maintenance Fund Act of 2010 for maintenance road them na the country through the local council them across Salon. One of the way them this body can get fund for do them work them now through the support we government can give them. We make the Road Maintenance Fund Administration don't submit the 2020 budgets to the Minister of Finance, who said they ask for over 100 billion loans. Joe Thomas, now the Director of Finance na the Road Maintenance Fund Administration.
The way to present to them 132 billion 900 million. We only therefore do maintenance work. We not do reconstruction. Neither will they rehabilitate. Only maintenance of roads and other road-related activities.
Joe Thomas say, through them revenue them would then collect, the Road Maintenance Fund Administration be able to support the local council them throughout Salon in 2019 for maintenance road them na the area them. We make a call on government for approve this budget so that they will able for do them work inside the coming year them. Away from the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, we go to the Local Content Agency as the theme for this year budget discussion now fiscal consolidation for job creation and the human capital development. And the Salon Local Content Agency now one of the government agency them where they talk about job creation for Salon people. And this agency don't ask government for support them with over 4 billion loans. Fudiba Dabo, na the Director General na the local content agency.
They asked for 4.6 billion loans for carry out activities across the country.
One of the major concerns them over the year now that some people waking graduates from university them not can do cause them waking make them get work. This can make some foreign organization them can come with some workman them as experts. For Seka, this make for the bad double say one of them key deliverable them inside the year 2020. Now for work with the university them for CC then cause them line with the job markets.
We have to ensure we capacitate our domestic private sector by ensuring that there's a linkage between the foreign firm and our domestic economy. That's what we are doing. We don't present her as a key deliverable for us 2020. We want to ensure say we align with universities then with technical trainings then for ensure say it in line with the labor market driven jobs.
For Seka, this make Fudiba Dabo say he hopes say the Minister of Finance go approve the over 4 billion loans budget for the agency so that they go able do them work them. Still inside the 2020 budget discussion, the Minister of Works and Public Assets don't give them 22 billion loans budget to the Minister of Finance as them budget for the year 2020.
Well, we don't ask for 22 billion loans.
The Minister of Works and Public Assets, Peter Bayuku Conte, they talk about the 22 billion loans where in ministry they request from the Minister of Finance as them budget for the year 2020. Even though the Minister of Works, according to Peter Bayuku, gets planned for rehabilitation government quarter them, public building, support ongoing infrastructural projects and begin new one them inside the year 2020. But say then go pay attention to policy review at the ministry for ensure quality per infrastructural projects where government can undertake.
We review the Asset Commission policy when I think of 1992. The other policy we need for review then at the feeder road policy, where very urgently they need of a review. So when you gets updated policies there, all money do what you want for do, and at the end of the day, you know, will get value for money, you know, will get standard work.
Quality work. Now, one way they part of the Minister of Works and Public Assets then key deliverable for government infrastructural projects them. But the quality of infrastructural projects them na the country, especially na the road sector, now one way non-state actors, civil society and other body them way present na the budget discussion gets concerned boards.
I mean Charles Kefkobai, Executive Director for Sierra Leone and member of the non-state actors. I highlight series of examples. The Wikinsi Road where they construct no good. Tardon Rap, the Wellington Road to Mashaka, even with the under construction now, side where them on tar last year, it on the full, and so when they drive, you get gallop, you get wave. We see the Mashaka to Makeni Highway, you get a lot of death traps. Last year alone, statistics prove say over 4,700 people involved in road accidents.
Yes, Mambu, Board of Directors, Infrastructure for Development, Society Infrastructure World Consortium. We see the roads done today and it get challenging tomorrow here and there. Again, one of the reasons for some of the way they work on that sector is the amount of money also we can pay for. You know, if you pay low, you get low quality of service, and sometimes that's it.
Then civil society and non-state actors then call on the Minister of Finance for the monitor the road contracts them waiting they give money for ensure quality. Same way so, the National Civil Registration Authority, NCRA, don't ask the Minister of Finance for give them over 12 billion loans for the 2020 budget. We said the Director General na the authority, Mohammed Masakoi, say this na for make them able register Salon people and give them identity.
We want to make sure say we support the national development agenda we government on set up for the next years, as well as for support the implementation of the pronouncement of President Nick at the United Nations General Assembly on legal identity and development plan in this country. A minimum fee of a moderate budget of 12 billion, some of which will be the support vehicles we need because NCI don't get any vehicle now.
Marcela Samba Sisi, now the Executive Director campaign for good governance, he believes say if Salon not gets credible data system, the process them we government they undertake no go credible.
If we want to talk about the integrity of the voter roll, the voter register, where elections come, now for begin talk about them. We therefore say the Ministry of Finance allocates the requisite resources where the NCRA need for support the activity, because if the data integrity questionable, all other processes where they come out of her, whether not the payroll for government, whether not birth of children going to school, whether not teachers' role, their role so significant. And me think, say, from a campaign for good governance point of view, governments will invest in that sort of data.
The 2020 budget discussion still continue at the Miata Conference Center in Freetown. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Musa S. Kamara.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
The program is still listening to now Good Morning Salon, and don't forget to use it for the listen. The program go at the voice of Tina where they talk about 077 981 981. And they come over to the other studio guest now. We're in Albert Massacoy in the chairman for the 115-year planning anniversary for the Albert Academy Alumni Association. They this morning for tell we how them plan for celebrate the 115 year. They already be done start other events them, and now you go take me through the planned events them. How on a plan for celebrating 115 year?
Yes, just as you don't mention, we don't complete some task. We will get a very successful sponsored walk. We'll come out from the amusement park. We saw people in the call Victoria Park. We go end down the beach. It was really successful. We walked through the streets of Freetown. And we also don't do the family fun day at the Freetown amusement park. Now we concentrate on the pending activities. On Friday, we get the traditional winner, the 4th of October, when at the actual birthday. We get the flag raising ceremony. We in our school, we get that program day. That is the program wherein all the current students, pupils, and the old boys and old girls will come and give like Thanksgiving, raising the flag. The evening of the 4th of October, 7 p.m., we get a dinner and dance. We in our fundraising dinner and dance now YSC, Wilkinson Road. Then on Sunday, we now the 6th of October, with the climax this 1 month celebration with the traditional, we academy the march at the streets of Freetown. Usually every academic year now the first march pass. With the ensure say we march at the streets of Freetown. We start 1 p.m. at the King Memorial United Methodist Church on Regent Road, Godrich Street. Then after we march through the streets of Freetown, we end now the school campus. So now the 3 outstanding activities that we do.
So inside all this jolly way on the gates, the Albert Academy, I remember growing up, now been one of the best school them way boy picking them be one for happily go because them really get outstanding grades them na any national exam we then take. But this being said, we not only see Albert Academy they shine as the glory where them don't use for do. So in the midst of all this jolly way on they do, waiting at the plans them we wanna get for ensure say on regain on our lost glory.
Yes, before I go to the challenges, make I just give people the glories, make them know. When you go to history, you get a very rich history. When you talk about Sam Milton Magai, an academician, you talk about Dr. Shaka P. Stevens, we the first president and the first prime minister, as I don't call them, academicians. You go further for talk about the late John Kaifa Smart. You get the legendary Dr. Abdullahi Conte. Then of course the Max Bello. These are people we don't get repute, we get rich history. Apart from that, if you come along the line, when you go into public life, like the public sector, you go like na the judiciary, a host of the judges the way we get now, if I can just pull them out of the top of my head, like the current Chief Justice, Justice Edwards, na academician, Justice Miata Samba, Justice Glenna Thompson, Justice Eku Roberts, even the current president, Judge Advocate Abu King, when are the president of the alumni. So you see how academy, we don't make names in the past. And not only tap there, if you go to the public sector, Commissioner Miata French, na NEC, my own boss, na academician, and not tap there, you go to audit service. Lara Taylor.
So it's all name and the way you call so.
No, well,
now name that we come
compliment.
from the past.
Yes.
Where things go wrong, now we make the academy where people use for no, they not see much of her.
I build my premise. Yes.
You
make I just complete now in the next.
You almost don't exhaust the time. We like we want to look at more issues on waiting they happen at the school now.
We not still like don't do that bad. Academy is not an exception. Make I make this point clear. The educational system as Salon, it actually we don't go down for the last 20 years. It actually don't go down. And make we note say, they are about in the 2000s, the best results now West Africa, Carlos Mew. We take the no Sierra Leone, no broke that record. 8 is now in the year 2000s, Academy we don't get that result. But yet still, the last 15-20 years, the educational system in Sierra Leone, Albert Academy, not an exception. It don't go down. Of recently, we hear about law school, we hear about the colleges. Then I tell you say the entire educational system don't go down. So even Albert Academy, we say we are say education generally in Sierra Leone, it don't go down. The way we been there in the 90s, early 2000s, and now it actually different. Now they hear about spy all over, ACC they catch people all over. Not only academy, but it cuts across. So that I will tell you say this is a national conversation between everybody for talk say not only academy. Yes, we take responsibility as academy, but the entire nation, the educational system don't go down. But the issue now is waiting we they do as alumni members for inject new blood and make you find out say this 115 celebration, we want for change that narrative for think say no, if the entire country, the educational system don't go down, we not to anything we go right good about, then there is a need for make we change. We at the Albert Academy don't decide say from this celebration we are going to change that narrative so that we can go back to the names that we have been not begin for call, the glories of even up to the year 2000 or 2002 or 3, where we get the best results now West Africa, where no school and salon not ever don't break that record when at 8 is. Right. We are getting there.
Now you know say where you dey talk about academic issues you get for relate and back with violence for the past years. You know, we don't hear violence, we say with the academy CSF be part of them. So as an association, you know, we don't pass through the school. Waiting don't be on a line of action for advice the students and the way they attend the school.
It is really unfortunate. That is a fact and reality we some of you for accept to. Albert Academy, no they as how it been there. That's why we are coming in. In discipline we know the. And because of that, the alumni association don't come in for serve as a pressure group. And one thing maybe because then level of indiscipline, now the number of intake, it been reach a point Albert Academy will get 100 in a classroom, 120 in a classroom. Will not be used chairs again, tables and chairs. Now they long plank them like for saying a cinema already. So because of that, a lot of things we don't go bad. But the last 1-2 years, what we don't do as an association is to serve as a pressure group. We engage with the board when at the United Methodist Church, where the resident bishop and the chairman of the board, for change the narrative. As I talk to you now, Albert Academy, now 50 per class. We are now using tables and chairs. So one major way is now for make we reduce on the population of the school and it curb down in discipline.
All right, continue for the with me the program. Albert Masakoye, the chairman for the planning committee, the 150 year 115-year anniversary for Albert Academy. Continue for the with me the program. Now we come over to Ibrahim Tomi, the executive director for CAL. As inside the position paper, una don't get recommendation them where una don't highlight, you know, so you go able to take me through the recommendation them way on our own profile.
Yes.
So far.
So we recommend broadly that the government of Sierra Leone, because here's the thing. Sierra Leone is a state party to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The African Commission then just set them up for give effect to the provisions or articles in that charter. Since Salon is a state party to the African Charter, Salon they under obligation for make sure say waiting the African Commission they propose, and all we are doing we just support the work of the African Commission. So Salon government they under obligation for follow waiting the African Commission they propose. And so we don't do our own research now and analysis, and she say 3 laws them. Now them they cause the overcrowding now with correctional centers, and then also they lead to a lot of human rights abuses and violations, which is why we are recommending that the Public Order Act, especially the section where they criminalize where they talk about loitering, for let they decriminalize them. The second tool they recommend now for let they decriminalize the non-payment of debt. In other words, let them look at the Larceny Act and make sure say the law very clear for talk say anything where they arise, any transaction that arise from genuine debt, let it not be a criminal offense. I mean that is not what the law intended to create. But what's happen now, people are not they abuse the fact that certain sections are vague, or we don't get serious oversight of the way how police they do their work. But we want for make sure say either we repeat that section or we introduce clarity.
So even though I don't fair not say certain section and then the law way vague, but in as much as then they happen, also they take into consideration let people not go use the law way they propose again to their own advantage.
No. So if you, for example, I'll look at minor traffic offenses. If you get smooth tires, and by the way, we are not saying that okay for get smooth tires, or okay for get defective light, or okay for drive without using seat belts. That's not what we're saying. What they say is that in terms of the seriousness of, for example, driving with a defective light, say you park light not the walk, right? Or you trafficator light not the walk, right? For let you say because you trafficator light not the walk, I'd arrest you and carry you go to court and perhaps send you go down.
Yeah, we cannot consider say then go warn you.
Exactly. Then go give you ticket.
Yeah.
They will give you ticket. But I'll tell you the fact that at the discretion of the law enforcement officer, the police, for the time whether they carry go police, whether they forgive you ticket and all of that, that discretion, they make the policy sometimes is susceptible to abuse. In other words, liable for level abuse, that lack of clarity in the law. And the fact say some of them sanctions them, the punishment, really, we say disproportionate, it's too big for the nature of the offense from our point of view. So let us revise them for make sure say it is within limits. Because the same African Charter, the African Commission, that issue guidelines. Any law way they pass, it will be clear, it will be precise, and people will be able to understand. But also, it will be proportionate to the legitimate objective we want to forget. If you say for defective light, you say they bend, you trafficate to light not work, you say let possibly 400,000 euros or a good dong. It kind of, we think it's disproportionate. So these are some of the laws who we urge Parliament, but of course Law Reform Commission, the Attorney General's Office, and various other actors for let we work collectively, let we look at them and review them. But before we review, we know review takes time. We urge the Inspector General of Police for issue interim guidelines to in policemen on some of the offenses there. For example, loitering. We want, if they're not repeal loitering as a criminal offense, but let them amend Section 7 of the Public Order Act for make sure say we get specific time where you go say after this time, or if you didn't at this place after this time, you go don't commit the offense of loitering. But right now, the law basically they say, oh, if they find you at any place, where you're not able to give sufficient account of yourself, that amount to loitering. I mean, what's that mean? Sufficient account. Doesn't that violate your right to freedom of movement? And why we say they affect poor people more? If me you hang out in our net, we go club, 3-4 a.m. we decide to log go now host. Me go inside my motor, you team up they wait for Okada or Keke. Policeman meet you, they hang around. Effectively for them now loitering. So you come to police station. If you talk to them, sex workers, then go tell you how then they abuse them because then they say, oh, then they loiter. Well, as a matter of fact, then you have to go about their own business.
All right, Mr. Tommy, continue for the with Twin at the studio. We'll come back to Ona. The program they continue. We just quickly take this commercial break.
Better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salon for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme there. We branch and they all up at na Salon. Bokono kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala free town loan sa, we dey. And my lengthy one, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank na Salon for me and you. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue and we take another issue inside the program. The Minister of Energy, Alhaji Kanja Sise, say they don't engage now with EDSA for the light tariff because the ministry noticed say EDSA they lost plenty pass mark for buy lights. Alhaji Kanja Sise talk this after one today meeting where they all with different development partner them for talk but plan them for improve the energy sector, particularly for improve power supply na the country. Princess Piers gets more in Ghana reports.
Monday, September 30th, the Ministry of Energy will hold 2 days roundtable discussion with development partner them for push the energy sector in work before na the country. Outside them, we talk about plenty thing them, but how them for improve the energy sector in work. But waiting at the thing them, we then agree on at the meeting. Alhaji Kanja Sise, now the Minister of Energy, he explained.
The way the energy sector, the infrastructure, the way it lay out right now, you get the Ministry of Energy. We'll get 2 utilities so they supervise. One they call EDSA, the other an EGTC. EDSA na the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority. EGTC na the Electricity Generation and Transmission Company. But one of the key challenges again is that we also say EDSA not able for make a break even. EDSA not able to get enough money for run itself. One of the other issues will come up. Now the fact that part of the reason why EDSA are not forget anything now because plenty people they get electricity that they pay for. We also realize people that they pay different wrong tariff structures. So some of the challenges there. We get the World Bank, we get the African Development Bank, we get UNOPS NAIA, we get MCC and MCCU. And one thing will make me very, very happy because each one of them they restate their commitment to the energy sector and tell me first that they will always be with us.
But inside this meeting, the minister will continue for talk about the challenge them where EDSA they face.
Suggestion don't they? We don't look at the EDSA in viability and don't look at EDSA in sustainability. We know say the money who EDSA they buy light with is far higher than the money who they sell to the public or government they subsidize light to the public. But don't reach a level now because of that the EDSA not even make sufficient. Because of that and some other reasons. That's not the only reason. Not the only reason. Other reasons have there. But because of that, as one of the key factors there, don't notice the EDSA will make sufficient money. So discussion there on the table, yes, for increase the tariff.
Where they talk at this meeting, for sake of the challenge where the sector they face, the country manager for World Bank na Salon, Gail Martin say the ministry for work with other sector them as well for improve electricity supply in the country.
Coordination is lacking